Hi folks. It's probably not a surprise to many of you that McToon, my friend, is a giant thorn in the side of flat earthers all over the globe. Well, recently one of them got so mad at him that he wrote an 800-page book all about McToon. I have to say wrote in giant air quotes because it appears that most of the book was plagiarized. By my estimation, as much as 80% of that book was lifted directly from the works of others. When the plagiarizer learned that McToon made a video calling him out for plagiarism, he sent threatening letters and even tried to copyright strike McToon's video. And we all know how I feel about false copyright strikes. Luckily, YouTube refused to take the video down, but they did email McToon to let him know that the strike was attempted. It is my policy that false copyright strikes should come with consequences, so when McToon told me that I could mirror the video, I immediately jumped on board. So sit back, relax, and learn how not to write a book.
Hello, I'm McToon. A couple weeks ago, a guy named Gregory Garrett got a little upset at me because I kind of challenged him a little bit, and he wrote a book about me, an 800-page book. Now, I got a copy of the book, I started reading it, and I discovered that huge portions of it were plagiarized. He copy-pasted text from all over the place and did not give attribution for it. Sometimes he gave attribution. Most of the time, he did not, by far. He was very upset that I exposed this in a video. I showed his text and the source text where he copied it from and mostly did not attribute. And so what did he do? He tried to copyright strike that video. That's right, that video that showed the copyrighted text that was not his, used in just a small portion of it, which is under fair use. Sorry, that's not wrong. But what is wrong is using huge portions of text and not giving credit, or using huge portions of text and giving credit when you don't have permission. That violates copyright law. That's what he did. He has several other books on Amazon under Gregory Lessing Garrett. Also, very often copyright violations. Have a look at them and see what you think about those. Interesting. Some people reported him and he was dropped by his publisher, which I think is an appropriate thing for somebody that's copywriting, doing copyright violations like that. Anyway, the video you're about to see, he tried to get struck from the internet. So I offer it free for everybody. Since he failed, he completely failed. YouTube said, nope. So I offer this video covering his threats to me that he would do if, well, I guess not if. He's just going to do it. He's going to do these things to me. And clearly it failed. So go ahead, mirror this anywhere you want. And all I ask, put McToon in the description so they can, or the link to my channel. That's it. Enjoy. Hello, I'm McToon. I have a $10,000 challenge specifically for flat earthers, but anybody is welcome to enter, to disprove gravity. Basically, it's to show that whatever you think gravity, whatever causes the downward acceleration, whatever that is to just show that that predicts the actual downward acceleration and its variations all over the earth. Simple to do if gravity doesn't exist. So one person entered this, Gregory Garrett, and he did it by looking at a screenshot of part of the website where I have the rules. That's it. He didn't actually look at the challenge. And when I did a video responding to that, he was a little upset. And since then, he's been on a little bit of a butthurt rampage. He said that he's going to do a video on me, and that he's demanding me to support some claims about gravity that he's trying to make. They're quite ridiculous, but it's so funny. This isn't about that. He wrote a book on me then, an 800-page book on me. And in that book, he tries to address what he thinks are the problems with gravity, directed at me, not directed at the people that have measured gravity, not directed at the peer-reviewed papers and research and experiments that cover gravity, just at me. And for some reason, he thinks that I'm the one that has to defend it. Sorry, I don't need to. But the funny thing about the book was that as I was reading it, I noticed that there is a drastic change in writing style from section to section. So I looked online to see if some of these sections were not unique to his book. And in fact, his book is riddled with plagiarism. Now, I did a video covering in detail the plagiarism that's in his book. And here's a little clip from that live stream. Now on page 33 to 35, Greg plagiarized an article by Satoshi Kanazawa that was published in Psychology Today. Here is Greg's plagiarized copy right there. And here is the article. You can see misconceptions about the nature and practice of science abound and are sometimes even held by otherwise respectable practicing scientists themselves. And in the original article by Satoshi, misconceptions about the nature, well, it's the exact same text. So, pages 33 to 35, plagiarized without reference to Satoshi Kanazawa. Would Satoshi like credit for this? Absolutely he would. And Gregory is selling it. So you can pay Gregory to pretend that this work is his own. During that live stream, I had invited him to come on the show and join me live. He declined, but instead was in the comments of the live chat and sending me emails trying to defend his position in a written manner instead of a spoken manner. That's his choice. He claimed several things. Number one, he claimed that the book was an anthology. Therefore, different rules applied. Of course, the book never mentioned the word anthology in reference to itself. So how would the reader know that it's an anthology? They could not. Number two, anthologies don't somehow get around copyright rules or plagiarism rules. Plagiarism and copyright still applies to an anthology. In fact, normally an anthology specifically has written contracts with the people who hold the copyright. Did he get that? He certainly did not. Third, he says that because he has cited these particular things in previous books, he should not need to cite them again. So he thinks that a 10-page copy paste from somebody is fine. It's not too cumbersome, but to add a 1 or 2 line citation at the bottom of that is too cumbersome. Couldn't do that. You just have too much redundancy of citations, I guess. Ridiculous. That's not how copyright works or plagiarism works. He sent me screenshots of a different book that had citations in it. Sorry, wrong book. He claimed that plagiarism is not illegal. Well, plagiarism falls under the umbrella of copyright infringement, which is illegal. Now, there is certainly the possibility that something that is outside of copyright could be plagiarized, used without citation and claimed as your own, and it would not technically be illegal. It would still be immoral and deceitful and deceptive in that case. But that's not what he did. In fact, he was using other people's copyrighted work and not giving attribution. And the final problem is that he slightly modified these things. He didn't say, here comes a quote, and then a quotes around it or a block. Instead, middle of a paragraph, middle of a sentence, swapped from what he wrote to what somebody else wrote without an introduction, and had a very minor change in the text in other places to change the original author's meaning. So if he's quoting the original author, he's putting words in that author's mouth. If he's paraphrasing, he wasn't making it clear. None of that falls under fair use, and none of that is just a hand wave away that he cited it in another book or something like that. So it is clearly plagiarism. Now, in that live stream, I encouraged people to do something. And he got it wrong what he thought I was encouraging people to do. So let's first listen to the exact thing that I encouraged people to do. Number 3, I'm asking that people inform Amazon, who he has published these through, because Amazon I'm quite certain, would be very interested to know that one of their authors is a serial plagiarist. So it's very clear that I asked people to inform Amazon of the plagiarism. I did not once encourage anybody to leave a review of any sort. But Gregory is accusing me, it's funny, of telling people to leave negative reviews. I never said that. He got several reviews, not at my behest. And then he sent me a little letter today. It was a Word document. It was, I think, supposed to be looking like a legal document of some sort. In that, he said that he's informed YouTube that I told people to give a negative review, which I did not. He also informed YouTube that any copyrighted anything that I have on my channel is somehow now not fair use, doesn't apply anymore. I can't even do newspaper clippings, he said. Completely ridiculous, because that is covered under fair use. What is not covered under fair use is copy pasting multiple paragraphs or pages of text without attribution, which is exactly what he did. And Amazon is very sensitive to plagiarism. They want to know about it. So I encouraged people to let Amazon know about this illegal theft. And I will continue. Please, people, if you see plagiarism, go report it. Specifically, books by Gregory Garrett have plagiarism. Go report those to Amazon. They want to know about it. It is my hope that all plagiarized works go away and are never hosted again by anybody, including those by Gregory Garrett. Only if they actually include plagiarism, which he does. His books do. So he sent that particular letter and a link to this Quora page that says, if you encourage people to leave honest reviews, it's perfectly fine. Now, I did not encourage anybody to give any reviews, but I will do this. Thank you very much, Greg, for suggesting this. I don't know why you sent me this link. It doesn't support your case, but yes, people, go give honest reviews. Go give honest reviews for everything on Amazon that you think needs an honest review, including books by Gregory Garrett. He needs a bunch of honest reviews as well. So please go give some honest reviews on Amazon. Now, what should I do? Well, I'm waiting, and then another letter shows up today. And in this letter, he says that he told Amazon about my YouTube channel, as if Amazon cares about my YouTube channel. He might not be aware, but different companies own Amazon and YouTube. Anyway, he said that in this letter, I got to cover this. In the first letter, he said that he's going to file criminal charges, and his father-in-law is the prosecuting attorney. Now, prosecuting attorney, I had to look it up to be sure I knew what that meant. Prosecuting attorney would be the attorney employed by the government, going after criminal offenses. The criminal offense of encouraging people to report crimes. You can't make this up. But his father-in-law is not an employee of the government. Neither is his father-in-law actually an attorney. I looked it up. He's a marketing professor, maybe a retired marketing professor. That's it. So good luck with that attorney thing. So anyway, he sent me a second letter. The second letter says, to the effect that he's going to go after criminal charges for, again, specifically encouraging negative reviews, which I did not do. You're not going to believe this. While recording this video, I got a third fake legal document thingy from Greg. It is hilarious. It is amazingly hilarious, and I'm going to read it to you. So, from Greg, quote, Number 1, McToon's YouTube video, Extreme Plagiarism, Gregory Garrett, constitute grounds for a DMCA takedown order, as well as a derivative works lawsuit with additional penalties resulting in a total fine of no less than $20,000 and no more than $45,000. Close quote. Now, this is Greg talking about my video and saying that my video is going to get taken down because of copyright infringement. Now, any video potentially could be subject to a copyright claim, but Greg didn't have any of his copyrighted work in that video. All of the copyrighted work was things that Greg plagiarized from somebody else. So the other people would be concerned. Of course, they were little clips. They were attributed, and they were for commentary and education, which is covered under fair use. But Greg's wasn't. So for Greg to be going after me, talking to me about copyright infringement, the irony. Oh, but anyway, that is a civil thing that would need to be a lawsuit brought forth by the people that hold the copyright, which is not Greg. Number 2, McToon's YouTube video, quote, McToon's YouTube video, Extreme Plagiarism, Gregory Garrett, constitute grounds for intent to conspiracy felony offense, resulting in a fine of no less than $250,000 in addition to jail time. An overt act of conspiracy itself need not be unlawful, and not all members of the conspiracy are required to take overt action. One conspirator's overt act is enough to satisfy the broad spectrum of crimes encompassing under U.S. law 18 United States Code sections 1341 and 1343. Close quote. Now, that's a criminal claim. He talked about his father-in-law being the prosecuting attorney, which he is not a prosecuting attorney because that is the attorney employed by the government to go after criminal offenses. So they would need to have a criminal attorney, a prosecuting attorney, think that there was something going on and to actually file it and going under U.S. law. So it would be federal. Super. Good luck with that. Go ahead. Sounds hilarious. I'm sure they'll be very interested to find out that I told people that they should report your crimes of plagiarism and copyright violation. And whoever it is, not your father-in-law, will laugh at you. All right. Number 3, quote, these proceedings will result in the termination of McToon's McToon YouTube account, as well as the prohibition of McToon to upload to any YouTube platform from hereafter. Of course, unquote. He is now speaking on behalf of YouTube, as if he somehow has their ear. You can't make this up. It's so funny. Oh my gosh. Even a copyright strike won't do it. You need 3. So good luck with that. But of course, you would need to have grounds, which you don't. So, and number 4. It's so hilarious. I love it. Number 4, quote, obviously, we reserve the legal right to move for a summary judgment on this case. As it is clear that McToon's case will not get by on the merits and hence will conclude in res judicata. Close quote. Oh, you pompous douchebag. Oh my gosh. Oh, Gregory. Oh, that's so funny. Like your father-in-law, who's not a lawyer, is going to do both this criminal and civil things that don't actually have any bearing from you. Oh. I love it. It's so funny. Oh, well, Greg, good luck with that. Please do be sure to file that. Just a second. This is Turtle, the prosecuting cat attorney, that will be filing suit against you just as much as your father-in-law. Oh, you want to go? As your father-in-law will be doing anything at all. So, thus ends this video. I'm sure it does not end the fun times brought to us by Gregory Garrett, the plagiarist. Please be sure to like and subscribe so that you can find out the next crazy thing that, oh, you know what? Tell you what, I will make one change. Heretofore, herewith, what? Anyway, I will change one thing. I'm going to insist that all future communications from Greg include this form being filled out completely. Should you not fill out that form when sending me communications in the future, Gregory, my prosecuting cat turtle will file a res judicata. All right, thanks everybody. Bye.